From the A'ja Wilson versus Caitlin Clark hype to the electric atmosphere of the stadium, here's how Caitlin Clark just broke an insane WNBA record even when losing. The anticipation for this game was intense. Fans and analysts had been buzzing about this matchup all week, particularly because of Caitlin Clark's recent run where she's been breaking record after record, and this night was no different. Clark's recent stats had been nothing short of phenomenal. She had 26 points and 12 assists in her previous game, helping the Fever overcome a 16-point deficit against the Atlanta Dream. This performance moved her to second on the WNBA rookie all-time scoring list, just 52 points behind Simone Augustus's record-setting 744 points. The expectation was that she would continue this streak against the Aces, potentially breaking another record and cementing her place in WNBA history. The Fever had struggled against the Aces in their previous meetings, but their recent performances suggested they were a different team. The Aces, however, were the defending champions, and their roster has some of the league's top talent, and it was clear to see why. The question on everyone's mind was whether the Fever could finally break through against the Aces and secure a much-needed win. In doing so, they would have actually broken another record, being the only time the Fever had beaten every team on the roster in one season since 2010. The Aces demonstrated their dominance over the Indiana Fever, showing exactly why they are the champions with an 86-75 victory. This win marked the Aces' 14th consecutive victory in the series, a real testament to their consistent performances against the Fever. The Aces capitalized on 14 turnovers by the Fever, converting these mistakes into crucial points that helped them maintain their lead throughout the game. A'ja Wilson was the star of the night, delivering a stellar performance that solidified her status as one of the top players in the league and why she will win MVP yet again. In saying that, though, she still isn't anywhere near Caitlin Clark's recent record-breaking stat. A'ja scored 27 points with 12 rebounds, really showing her versatility and dominance on the court. Wilson's night was historic, as she broke the WNBA's single-season scoring record, previously held by Jewel Lloyd. Whether you like her or not, Wilson's impact on the game was evident from the start. She scored 10 points in the first quarter, setting the tone for the Aces' strong performance. Her ability to score from various spots on the floor combined with her rebounding made her a nightmare for the Fever's defense. When the Fever tried to close the gap, Wilson stepped up, scoring 8 straight points for the Aces in a critical 2-minute span. This surge helped the Aces maintain their lead, and her subsequent 3-point play with just over a minute left sealed the victory. The Aces had great defense and even better offense. One thing nobody can deny is how aggressive they play. Although the Fever lost, the Aces were amazing to watch. They had multiple players play a significant role in their win. Alysha Clark contributed 14 points, including a crucial 3-pointer in the final minutes, while Tiffany Hayes added 12 points, and Chelsea Gray scored 11. Despite the loss, though, the Fever had some standout performances as well. Kelsey Mitchell led the team with 24 points, marking her 3rd consecutive game with 20-plus points. Caitlin Clark, however, had a tough shooting night, hitting only 1 of 10 3-pointers and finishing 6 of 22 overall. Yet, her 16 points were still a significant contribution, and she still managed to come away with another record-breaking night. Even though the Aces made it look easy, Caitlin Clark and Kelsey Mitchell became the first pair of teammates in WNBA history to make 100 or more 3-pointers each in the same season. This record is insane. It really shows how good they both are at shooting and a testament to their form. Their ability to consistently produce from beyond the arc has been a key factor in the Fever's success this season. Even though Caitlin had a horrible night, hardly being able to do anything right, she still managed to break another record, adding to her incredible streak, but it didn't just stop there. Making WNBA history in the first half of this game against Las Vegas, Clark reached 700 career points. Only 1.8% of all players in WNBA history have reached this points total in a single season, and Caitlin has done this in her first season with the league. In the post-conference after the game, Clark said this about how she thinks she played and why it was such a bad night for her.
One of those nights, overall, I didn't feel like I played bad. I felt, as a group, we really struggled to make shots that we had been making really since the start of the second half, and sometimes that's basketball. They're a great defensive team. They're going to be physical with me. They're strong. So that can kind of wear you down through the process of a game. Obviously I played 37 minutes and I subbed myself out right there in the first quarter for that little break. So probably would have gone all 40 again too. So I think just, prepare the best I can going forward. with a day in between, you really got to take time for your body. But yeah, I mean, definitely one of those nights shooting the ball. But then again, it's basketball, happens to everybody.
Go Alexa, then Tony.
She also touched on the discipline needed with the girls and what they need to do to be better.
Yeah, I think we could have definitely been better. Obviously, you're going to say that after you lose. But at the same time, like, our goal is to hold people under 84 points, and we held them to 86. And they got a lot of offensive firepower. So, but at the same time, I felt like they missed some shots that they usually make as well. So you have to give them a little leeway there too. So I think there's definitely things that we can go back and look at and clean up and prepare for, Friday when we play again. But I think we just seemed a step slow on the offensive end, especially. And especially with the type of defense they're going to play, they're going to be physical, they're going to be in your space. Like, we have to set and use screens better. But defensively, I think I'm proud of our group. We really struggle to make shots, but we never let that affect our defense. I thought we really battled, and they got some calls where they got some and ones late in the game too. So I'm honestly proud of how we did. I thought we were pretty resilient, and hopefully we can shoot it a little better on Friday.
Caitlin then mentioned why she thinks they couldn't get into the rhythm like they normally do.
Yeah, well, I thought the game felt very choppy. Like, it didn't feel like there was any moments where the crowd could get into it, where we could really get into a flow. I'm not sure if that's the way it was officiated, whether it was good calls or bad calls, whatever it was. Like, it just felt like there was a lot of stoppage within the game, and sometimes that's hard to really get your team going in a flow, especially with the style of basketball that we want to play. Like, you really want to get up tempo and continue to play. And then obviously AB gets in foul trouble, and I thought AB honestly played really, really good defense tonight. But I mean, I think overall, like you said, the crowd was really good. And I felt like even though it was 7 points or 8 points, like, all we needed was 1-3 and then another stop and we make a layup and who knows, and then it's a one-possession game. But it felt like we just couldn't find the way to get over the hump like we have in the past, whether it was with Minnesota where we got back to one possession or whether it was the Dream where we got back and eventually won the game. But it would be nice to not have to have those prayers where you're fighting to get back within one possession, especially in the fourth quarter. Yes, we're capable of it, but it would be nice to be the team with the lead and trying to defend that on your home court instead. And, that should be our goal going into Friday.
Caitlin then finished by talking about how the amount of fouls on teammates early on affected the rest of the game.
Yeah, I mean, you never want people in your team getting in foul trouble, but at the same time, like, it's just next man up. You put people in the game and you just keep moving on. And honestly, I thought we did a pretty good job of that. And like I said, I'm proud of our group. Like, we battled. Like, we really did. Like, we got some stops on defense. We were pretty resilient in that regard. I thought we rebounded really well as well. I thought Tammy was great on the boards. I thought she was really good on defense. But I think, like I said, you just got to go back and learn from it. I think we can always do a little bit better job of, like, I feel like we're there and we're in good position. It's just like we're not keeping our verticality at times, and they're going to call that any time, and whether you touch it or not. And it's not something you can really go back and review because if you're not vertical, they're still going to give you the foul. So I think just, we're playing good defense and just continue to play it out through the entire possession.
So, from Caitlin Clark's tough shooting night to the historic three-point shooting record she and Kelsey Mitchell broke, this game was another chapter in Clark's remarkable rookie season. Despite the loss to the Las Vegas Aces, Clark's performance continues to inspire and impress fans, solidifying her position as one of the most exciting young players in the WNBA. The Fever's journey to the playoffs will be interesting to watch.